Hi everyone, today on Hello Susan we're altering silver dollar coin holders to create frame picture dangles for our Tall Documents journal. I wanted a new way to create an interesting page and not take away journaling space. I printed my images in the wallet size, and I used the coin holder to determine where to cut it down so that I could enclose it in the holder. I used cardstock for the toppers, which I'll show you in a minute. And then I want to combine them with the bulb pin, and I can attach that to the lace on the edge of the journal page. I decided on cardstock instead of ribbon because I wanted it to be sturdy and I didn't want it to flop around too much. And this is what we're going to put. We're going to cut these out too. This and this. We're going to do the birds and we're going to do the pink flowers. They go so well with this kit. It's not part of the kit. It's just images that I have on hand. So just use whatever you have on hand too that matches your journal. Then I just decorated with a little trim and added a pink tassel and some seam binding to finish it off. So let me go ahead and get situated here. I've got most of it set up for me so it doesn't take us quite so long to do things. I've got this one cut out already. See, it's got all I do is I just put this over it and decide where I want it, and then I draw around it, and that gets me the size that I want, and I do one for each side. So when I fold this over, because they're pre-scored, I got these on Amazon. They're called silver dollar coin holders, and it says pre-1979 size. So I got them on Amazon, and you can find them there if you want to make some too. And then you just squeeze it together and glue it together. Okay. Let's move this out of the way. I don't need this one since I already cut out that. But I do need this one, and I'll show you exactly how I did it. Move the tassel out of the way. So all I do is I just look through here, and I decide how I want it to look. And then just get a pencil and draw around it. That way I'll know exactly where to cut. And we need two of these, one for the front, one for the back. So let me do another one. So simple. And I did not come up with this idea. I think I saw a version of this on Pinterest and thought, well, I want to do something like that, but I want to put my own little spin on it. Okay, so now all we have to do is cut these out real quick. And I'm going to cut inside the line because I don't want the line there. And we still may have to trim it down just a little bit too. Get this one out too. So I'm having a lot of fun making this tall journal. It is different because of the, doing portrait instead of landscape. And I think that it uses up quite a bit more lace when you're doing the edges on the page. But it is fun. So I'm enjoying it. Let me go ahead and put this on here. And this one too. Okay. All right. So here's, I'm going to do two. One that's got a short topper and one that has a longer topper. And all you do is you take your glue, I'm using Fabri-Tac, and you just glue inside. Now don't get too close to the circle because you don't want it to seep in and get that little plastic window covered. And of course it's so great you could just see straight through it, so you can see exactly where it needs to go. And just press down and then do the other side, and I'm going to make sure that I don't do one upside down. There we go. Turn it over, make sure I have it lined up the way I like it. Okay. And then we're going to put glue to glue it together. Okay, I'm going to use my clips so that I don't have to hold it. We can just get busy doing the second one. I just love these little clips. They're so handy. Okay, we'll set that down and we'll do this one now. So how is everybody? I hope your day is good. Boy, I tell you, it's spring here. I've got lots of flowers blooming in my yard. And weeds are growing like crazy. Been spending a little bit of time every day. I'm scooting this one down just a little bit further. And I'll have to cut that off. Okay, let me turn it over and do this side. Oh, I got this one a little bit better, centered. Kind of want to see some of those flowers at the bottom. Okay, and then glue that together. We're going to use the crocodile, right? to put eyelets in the toppers so that we can put the bulb pins through the holes, and it makes it look kind of more substantial. I like the look. Okay, do I need to trim this one? Doesn't look like it. Okay. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the toppers. I just took some cardstock, and it actually is part of this image right here, and just cut little tabs. This one I folded over, and what we're going to do is just glue that together and glue it on the picture, and that'll be our little tab. It comes down a little bit. I want it to, oops, well, got my thumb right in it. I want to line it up right here, like that. And then I want to come on this side. And then squeeze it together. And I just kind of pinch it a little bit so it kind of goes indented right there so I can get it flush with each other. I don't want to tear the paper. Okay, we'll let that one dry. And this one, I have two pieces. I didn't, when I was working on it, I didn't actually have a long enough piece to just fold over. So I just made two pieces. but it's going to work out the same. And we're going to put that on this one. Whoa. Looks like I need to trim that a little bit before I can do that. Okay. And I made it longer so it could go behind, and then I would have the other one in front, and then you could see both of them at the same time. Just line it up. And then do the same thing where you pinch it just a little bit right there so that that will go down past the holder and they'll stick together better. There you go. Let me go ahead and trim this off now. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and ink around the edges. I'm going to put this one down and let it get a little bit drier before I work on it. This paper just takes the ink so well. Just ages it up just a little bit. I just love that. And you'll do both sides. And then you can do around the inside of the circle too. Gives a little bit of dimension. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's do this one now. Okay. Whoops. There we go. I'm sure there's so many more things that we can do with these little silver dollar holders. It kind of reminds me of the specimen cards, don't you think? Okay, so now I just want to put the trim on. I've got this creamy kind of color here to put on the birds. Just dresses it up just a little bit. And I've got this pink one that we can put on the roses. Okay, and then I've got this little flower that I'm going to cut in half. So I can use half and half and just decorate this little area a little bit. Just to decorate it up some. And I'm just doing the one side with the trim, because once it's in place, you're not going to see the other side really. But you can add it on both sides if you feel like you want to. Now the next thing we got to do is we got to use our crocodile and do the holes and put eyelets in. There we go. Okay. Just kind of eyeball it and punch the hole in the center. And let's do the same thing on this one. There you go. And then we're going to get 2 eyelets. And we're just going to set those eyelets. Oops. Squeeze it real good. There you go. Okay, we got that done. Move that out of the way. Oops, you know what? I need that again. That's where I've got my bulb clips. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to use my bulb pen because it's got that, you know, if I just used a safety pin, it might not give it the freedom that I want it to have. And I want to put this one on first, scoot it down, and then I want to put my tassel on so it can be sandwiched in between and it doesn't obscure the front. And then put the second one on. Close it up. There we go. See how cute they are? Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to just decorate the bulb pin just a tiny bit with this seam binding. Just going to tie a knot. It's a little fiddly, but it makes a difference. Okay, and then I want to tie that one more time so that I have a more substantial looking knot. There we go. See how much better that is? Okay. Do I need to trim those down? Maybe just a little bit. Don't want to overpower it. Okay. And there you go. And then this can be attached to the lace on the edge of a page with the bulb pin. And then you still don't lose any of your journaling space. Let me get the book. I've already made one and put it in the journal. So let me get the journal and I'll show you what it looks like on the page. What do you think? Doesn't that look pretty? And see how it just stays so nicely there? Because I think because I used the cardstock at the top. Well, that's it for me today. See you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.